Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make some lovely fish roe chutney. This is 500 grams of fish roe, of which I cleaned it to the best and rinsed it out. We have to be very careful because when busting the fish roll, it will be unable to actually handle it. And that I'm actually gonna, in fact there's 3 steps in cooking, so it's gonna take a little longer time. The first step is to boil the fish roll, and then I have ingredients to go to the boiling. Is a few broken sticks of cinnamon, a teaspoon of hurdee, and a teaspoon of rough salt, of which I'm going to use a liter of water to put it to boil. Okay, my water is going to begin to boil now. Then I'm going to add in each fish roe into the water. And then I'll rinse up my hand quickly. Thereafter I'm going to sprinkle in my hurdee and then my salt, and I will put in my cinnamon stick and allow all this to boil together. But always remember, don't use your lid to cover your pot because this is actually egg and it can rise when boiling. Okay, 15 minutes has passed and you can see the fish roe is boiled up. You must boil it up properly because the boiling actually binds the egg. And now it's ready for draining out, and then I will show you how I cut and marinate. Okay, now I'm ready to actually slice this. So this is how we normally slice it. I had to slice all the fish roe evenly so it will be easy to fry out and cook. Okay, this is going to be step 2. Now that I cut the fish roe, I am going to actually marinate it. And for my marinade, I have a teaspoon of mixed masala, a teaspoon of hurdee, and a tablespoon of soy sauce. And I'm going to squeeze in some fresh black pepper. And I'm going to use a dash of lemon juice, and also a 1/4 cup of cooking oil for the marinade. Firstly, I'm going to put in my cooking oil, and actually we can leave this marinade for about 15 to half an hour, but if you have time, it's best to leave it for a little longer period so the marinade can actually seep into the fish roe. And there goes the masala, the soy sauce, just squeeze some black pepper in, and then a dash of lemon juice. So I will mix all this together and allow it to stand for about 15 minutes. And then I am going to actually deep fry it. In the meantime, while this stands, I'm going to actually prepare for my chutney. Okay, now I'm on the last step of cooking of the fish roe. Firstly, I'm going to actually fry out the fish roll, and then I've got some oil. This is half a cup of oil, of which I'm going to use to fry the fish roll. Now for my chutney, I already prepared. For the braising, I've grated a small onion, then I've crushed 4 cloves of garlic, and I have 2 green chilies. But you can add your green chilies per your taste. And thereafter I have 3 big tomatoes grated. If you're using smaller tomato, then you have to go for 6. And then I have masala, of which for braising I've got half a teaspoon of jeera, half a teaspoon of mustard seed, then 1 teaspoon of mixed masala, and half a teaspoon of hurdee. These masala are actually used to just color up our tomatoes, but the green chili is actually used to for the how you like it, how hot you like it. And a teaspoon of salt. You can use your salt per your taste, and a dash of lemon juice. So first we are going to start with the frying. Okay, I have my frying pan on a moderate heat, and then I'm going to put in my half a cup of oil and allow it to heat up. Let us see whether the oil is hot. Okay, I'm going to put in my fish roe, and this is going to bust a lot, so must be very careful. You must reduce your heat as soon as it starts busting, otherwise you'll get busting into your eyes. Be very careful. This will be left over to throw into my chutney. Okay, I'll quickly wash my hand. Okay, it's been taken 15 minutes for my fish roe to fry out. And doing this, you must be very careful, because the eggs bust a lot. That's the reason I put my stove off before actually taking it out. And now I wouldn't keep aside the oil. I will actually strain my oil and use the same oil for my chutney, so there is no wasting of oil. And it's actually not necessary to over fry the fish roe. Okay, as you can see, I strained off my oil, and I've got my heat on moderate heat, and I wiped off the frying pan, so I can be using the same items. This is almost now came to a 1/4 cup of oil after frying the fish roe. Firstly, I'm going to add in my onions. Why I grated my onions is so I can get a smooth tomato chutney. Now I can increase my heat a little. I'll allow this to brown a little. Okay, my onions are getting brown. In the meantime, I put my half a teaspoon of jeera, half a teaspoon of mustard seed, and I throw in my curry leaf, and then my chilies. You can use chilies to your taste, and then my crushed garlic, and allow this to braise in with the onions. Okay, then I'm going to use in my masalas. Just using a little masala to color my tomato. Because our fish roe also have masala, so you're not going to kill the color of the chutney. Then in go my tomato. And then my salt. But I'm actually going to taste my salt in the later state, because I also have salt in the fish roe when I boiled. Allow this to cook for about 15 minutes. Okay, my chutney is halfway through. Just a little dash of the lemon juice and the marinade that I had left over. I'm going to allow it to cook with my chutney. So there was no wastage in these items. Okay, now my tomatoes are almost done, around 80%. So I'm going to throw in my fish roe and let the 20% of the cooking get done. Now for some reason, if you find that your tomatoes are still yellowish and you don't like the color, you like it being a little bit of red, this tip in particular is for all chutneys. You can add in a tablespoon of tomato sauce. Now you can see the tomatoes are actually coated in the fish roe, and it will steam for a little while, maybe about another 10 minutes, and then it's going to be all done. Okay, here you go. Finally, the fish roe has cooked. If you like with lots of tomato, you can add extra tomato. Now here I'm garnishing some fresh dhania. Now I'm ready to serve. Here you go, your lovely fish roe chutney served with the hot minimal roti and lovely fresh salad. And minimal roti actually goes very well with any seafood. Enjoy.